And welcome, everyone, to the Hawk-Eyed View, where I am joined, of course, by Cinna, aka Cinnamon Bread, the mid laner of UCI. At this point in the show, UCI has come out of the gate swinging with a big first win over Oklahoma Christian Esports. Obviously, where we're sitting right now, we can't tell you all the results of all the games, but Cinna, I just really quick want you to cast your mind back to this situation where we stand right now, right? Where we have just completed the first round of games. You're 1-0 and you're about to go against a strong Lotus team in the second round. How are you feeling and what's going through your mind?
Honestly, I don't think our game one was streamed or spectated at all, so no one really got to see what happened in that game. But honestly, it was a lot more shaky than we expected. So personally, for me, I wasn't like really confident going into game two, but it's still good that we won game one. All in all, I'm happy about the result, but not too happy about it, if that makes sense.
You went for the Hui counterpick, R5 against Aljun's Azir. I have some screenshots that I'm going to throw up on the screen in post-production of your CS numbers at both 5 minutes and 10 minutes, where you're about 10 CS ahead at 5 minutes, and you're almost 20 CS ahead at 10 minutes. So things looked pretty good.
I think Azir will always be able to like scale in pretty well if the player is decent. Like that's one of the strengths of the champ. He has like a very safe laning phase as well as really good scaling and side push later on. But I think Hui also has a really good scaling and laning phase to make up for it. Like I also can scale into the game well and impact the fights with my champ as well. So I was fine picking Hui here.
I want to pick your brain as to kind of what was going through your mind in these moments. Specifically, I have both of the fights around the Void Grubs, the brand new objective, and we have a winning mid matchup as we already established, right? You can see we're paused about 7.5 minutes into the game, and things are going pretty well. Elated roams down, starts it up. You, Mike Young, are first. The Void Grub take itself is pretty simple, and bit of an unfortunate situation in the bot lane happens here. I don't know if you care to comment on that either, but Cinna, on the other side of the map, you get a couple kills.
I remember walking back to lane and thinking Vi and Azir could go on me, so I was slightly worried about that. But because my teammates were near and we also had Nocturnal, I was just taking the greedier route, which is generally not always correct. It could not be correct here either, but it worked out right. I think what happens is in the sequence is that Azir scoops me in line bush towards the Vi, and then the Vi queues backwards.
Oh.
So she misses me, and then they ult and they don't have enough damage. But then in the moment after I got Vi ulted, I immediately flash comboed the Azir, which is how I killed him.
So I'm going to skip ahead to about here, where it's the Grubs again. Look, your jungler is just slaying the Void Grubs. This time, you all are committing resources to the top side of the map. And, you know, your bot lane is getting the red side bot lane experience. I feel like we can't blame them for this one. How did you know that this was a winning fight with your jungler and top laner both committed to the Void Grub so early on?
Well, initially the first play was that my bot said they needed cover, but we wanted 6 grubs, right? It's a pretty strong asset. Was it 5 or 6? So then I just said, okay, I can clear my wave, or I'll sack my wave and then cover bot one wave, because I think protecting the cross map is important, or the trade. So then I just went to protect it, and then the enemy team overextended pretty hard. So then my jungler Mike, he was like, oh, we should fight this, I'm coming down, and then it just worked out like this.
Now we get into the point in the game. Obviously, it doesn't end up being a win. I know you mentioned like an oopsie moment. Do we want to talk about that one, or is it just like, oh no, don't relive it?
I was definitely our main carry at the time, like our main driving force in the win. I was like, in my head, I was really focused and thinking all the time about how to play these fights and like how we can win these fights if I just play this certain way, which would be like saving my flash for the engage and baiting my flash for the engage and like wiping them after they dive in. And then for a moment I like blanked out, and then suddenly I flash forward in their face, killed myself. Yeah, I don't really know. Even in the moment, it was a blur. Like when I flashed in, I didn't even realize like, wow, I'm in there, huh?
You have, in my opinion, one of the more iconic names in the scene, because to me it is so random. Why cinnamon bread.
That's so funny because it is really just random. Like, my name was never, or it was cinnamon bread just because I lost the bet to one of my friends and they name changed my name to cinnamon bread. And they didn't
Cinnamon
change
bread
it
was
to like,
on a bet?
yeah, they didn't change it to like something really mean, like unusable name, because they were being nice. So they were just like,
Wow.
oh, okay, cinnamon bread. And then I just stuck with it because I didn't mind it too much. And then the Golden Guardians incident happened one, and then my name was already out there, so I've just been sticking with it since.
Cinna, also, I just hope you know your first name is the same as my first name. I'm also Benjamin, so I like both your names. I think you're really based for that. Personally,
Thank you.
yeah, no bias. But Cinna, thank you so much for joining me. Let's get back to the show.